Welcome and thanks for joining. My name is Matt Coolis, and today we're going to be going over a short squeeze setup in ticker FFIE, that is Foxtrot, Foxtrot, India Echo, taking place on the 15th of May earlier this year in 2024. And so basically, the breakdown is I'm going to be going over the Playbook trade. Initially, my pregame thesis going into this, um, the market, how it was setting up, and from there we're going to be going into how I plan to attack, or not attack, but execute this trade, and from there how I actually executed the trade, and then afterwards we'll go over a little bit more of the DRC, the daily report card, kind of breaking down things that I think I did well on, things that I could improve on, and yeah, let's get into it. So essentially, before we go into this, I'd like to just show you guys a little email I sent out prior to this, the opening on this day. This actually, I sent this, I guess, prior to it, about 24 hours, roughly. This was early in the morning of the 14th, but really I was, doing the research on this on the 13th. It was actually funny. I was just doing a little bit of writing because I was taking classes at the time, and a little bit of information came out relating to Roaring Kitty, the infamous Wall Street Bets character. You may be well aware of him, and actually they made a movie on it. It's called Dumb Money, and it's a really good movie, so I would recommend that. But just diving into this, basically, let's see. So how I broke this down was this is it was a speculative opportunity on a high short interest stock that the market was getting beaten down prior to this occurrence, and basically it was down in a range. This stock had been I think what they do over time is it was just they split it, and I think they were just doing offerings like crazy throughout this time, and probably it's the chart is insane. I'll show it a little bit later on, but it was just an never ending downturn. As they say, asymptotically approaching zero. This was a shit stock. So basically, I broke it down. This being FFIE was a microcap stock trading under 6 cents a share at the time of my writing. I think it gapped up to. I think it opened up at 11 cents that day of the 14th. Come 9:30 Eastern. And so, like I said, lack of the company's long-term, value. Again, I think it's trending to zero over time. It just doesn't. It has no prospect. The short interest exceeded 85%, creating a ripe environment for a short squeeze. And historically, when we have these high short interest stocks, and we have an individual, like Roaring Kitty, starting to show their support for some of the high short interest names, like we saw back in the GameStop squeeze, and ultimately during that time in 2021, I believe, I actually never really participated in GameStop, but I did play a lot of the sympathy plays that were running alongside it, like AMC, Bed Bath and Beyond. I think what is it called? Virgin Galactic. Yeah, there were. I think BlackBerry too, but I lost money in BlackBerry. That thing didn't have the legs to it. Anywho, getting to it, a couple tweets later from Roaring Kitty saying that he likes the stock, sent this thing astronomically higher, and we all know how that turned out if we were around. So FFIE's market cap at this time was $3 million, making it, in my opinion, highly susceptible to price manipulation. This is under the cost of a Malibu, mansion. Like, anybody with enough capital can squeeze this thing to infinitum. So that was highly attractive and made me think that we could get a decent amount of flow rotation. A single buy order could significantly impact the price of the stock. Like I was saying, this thing was a lot higher. Over time, less than a year prior to this moment, FFIE was trading at $50 a share, probably pre-split adjustment or reverse split adjusted, but regardless. While a return to this level was, in my opinion, highly unlikely, even a fraction of this movement could have resulted in substantial gains, as we may or may not see, as I'll get into this later. Notably, there was a bit of unusual option activity. There were some, the 50-cent calls. This is a 6-cent stock. 50 cents is, multiple standard deviations away from the current price. And I started seeing, unusually large purchases of these contracts. Specifically a 20,000 one that caught my eye of the January 50-cent calls. And like I say, it could have been an instance of hedging to bring short sellers closer to delta neutral. This could have also indicated a strategic move to manipulate the stock price upwards, leading to a short squeeze and a profitable exit for these option holders. And if you're familiar with gamma and options, when people are buying large amounts of these out-of-the-money options as price rapidly approaches the strike price of this option's expiration, or the strike price, as the stock approaches the price relating that is closest to this option strike price, you get a option market makers have to hedge their exposure to this their naked short selling of these. Maybe it's not even naked, but the short selling of these calls, and so ultimately, the way I saw it is we have a potential for a gamma squeeze. So let's get back into this. So with 85% of the total shares short out of the 42 million shares total, and a float of just under 17.1 million shares, I thought the conditions were right for a short squeeze. And I write, the volume today, this being the prior day, the May 13th, was at 291 million. This was roughly an R-vol of like over 5 or maybe 4.5, but 291 shares, indicating intense trading activity for price volatility. I did a little bit of easy math here, and that was a 7-time float rotation over the day. So I assume that we could see a little bit more of that in the days to come. And this was day one of a move, and usually you'll see a 3 to 5 day move off that. And so I was looking for that second day play ultimately. The trading strategy, assuming confirmation and follow through, the price action days come. I thought, strong bid side support at this 0.069 level, as we'll, talk about later, would support this thesis with stronger potential support at 0.062. So if we pull back to there, I thought that would be good. This was suggested by the volume profile and as well as the footprint charts. And so before this was in validation, I just put that as like, trade is closed. That is my max, downside volatility that I would accept in putting on this position. And from there, if it works in my favor, I can use that as a little bit of a profit buffer and start to increase my size into this. And so open position, I was looking to acquire the August, November 50-cent calls that were, in my opinion, trading at a steep discount to where I thought price would go. Despite the low liquidity, these options, in my opinion, offered exponential returns because you have that convexity of relating to a gamma squeeze in options. Asymmetric risk reward is what I ultimately saw, if that squeeze would materialize. So to capitalize on this expected price surge while mitigating the risk associated with capital allocation and the risk of illiquidity in those options, specifically in the options market, I was also thinking of purchasing FFIE shares. And so, like I said, while this strategy involves high risk due to the inherent speculative nature of this underlying asset, a shit stock, the potential for market manipulation, I believe that FFIE represented an asymmetric risk-reward opportunity that had the potential to be highly lucrative. A highly lucrative multi-day runner short squeeze, playbook setup, and the confluence of this high short interest, low market cap, as well as significant options activity in the historical trading, patterns of, some spikes on the way down. In my opinion, provided a setup that I was very interested in watching. And I'm going to admit readily, had I followed my game plan and gone into these 50-cent calls, I actually didn't touch them because for whatever reason, I was worried about the illiquidity of it. And had I gone in as much as $5,000 in these 50-cent calls, it would have materialized into over $250,000 of realized gains. It hurts thinking about it now, but come and go. We learn lessons as we go. So anyhow, let's get into it. So ultimately, I'd like to start this. I'm going to pull it back a couple of seconds, but we won't go too far in this. The time that I just want to point this out beforehand, we have to do a little bit of a time adjustment. As you see on this right side in the ticker tape, it says 11:29, and over here it says 11:52. That's kind of silly. That's just I just realized that's where the mouse is. This time right here is actually showing Central Time. I go to school out in DePaul, and so that's in Chicago. And as we all know, you should really be looking at Eastern Time to set your frame yourself around illiquidity, around lunch break for traders, as well as market open, the close, and that stretch between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. where you don't want to fade a trend. So just with that in mind, this 11:30 right here is really 12:30 Eastern. So just keep that in mind. There is some pretext to this, but ultimately, as you can see, I'm already up in the trade here, but this is the real meat of the move. I'm trying to help teach a little bit more about ticker tape, level 2 time in sales, and really go over this playbook trade based on how it worked itself out. So what I'd like to point out first is we see this 0.888 on the ask at 0.55. So at 55 cents, you see that seller showing that, and so essentially, actually, I have some notes up here, so I'm cheating a little bit. I'm not just coming up with this off the top of my head. I've already gone through this and spent multiple hours going through this and really kind of rethinking this trade. So at around 11:30:16, we see that seller showing 888 on the tape, and then at 11:36 is the next thing. So from there, I'm going to skip through this a little bit, just showing you that we do have a bit of a sell wall at 55, and as we break through that in a little bit, that's when it starts to get a little bit more exciting. Oops. And as you can see, I wasn't thinking very well about trying to show the trades, being a silly goose. So this is 6:32. So right at this 32 moment, I want to just point out that you see these buyers stacking 300 shares on the ask, and then from there you see a quick pop and an acceleration to 54.5. So boom, 2, 1. There we go. And 254.5. And we pop right through, and we're at 555, and we're still going. And so at this point, this was at 36.32. Go back a couple more seconds. There is a seller that shows 800 on the offer, so I just want to point this out. There we go. Okay, so right down here, 833. That seller is showing at the, see, so we start to get a decrement here. It's at 55 cents. And by 36.45, we get a decrement down to 596 showing. So quick little pullback. And we get that decrement. So yeah, let's pull this back a little bit more. Oh, and it's gone. Boom. Through it. And we keep going. And so the next thing coming up on the table will be 3607. 3907. I don't know. I'm gonna drop what I was gonna say, and let's skip forward to 39. Somewhere I don't know if I made a mistake, but it says there's an 140,000 shares go through all in one go. Close to 200 shares go through in that second. Buyers show 800 on the tape. Bid side decrement begins, and the bids get pulled. So I don't know what I was thinking in that moment specifically, because I mislabeled the time. But I'll include a PDF to this in the link in the YouTube video. But the next thing we're looking at is at 11:39:56. Shit, I did not think this through, and I'm at 16% battery. No bueno. I might have to use my cursor for this, or my hand to do it. All right, we're just gonna do that. Oops. Shit. Let me sugar. So let's pull this back. It was 11:59:56. Is that 56? You know what? I can just use my space bar. I don't really need to do anything. I was gonna diddle around with this thing and kind of, draw some lines on the chart and this and that and whatever. But you know what? My cursor doesn't even work. This computer's ass. Yeah, I'm working on my laptop right now. Anyhow, this is a waste of time. So it goes through at 56. Let's wait till it's there. At 56, we see price leak beneath 57, and by 11:40:02, we see sellers show 300 on the ask, and eventually 780 cumulative shows up. Boom. So we see a little bit of volume go through right there. Leak. I'll skip forward just a little bit. This next thing is at 11:40:50. Excuse me. So 11:40:50, we get a resistance turn support at this level and at this time. And then we're going to skip forward to 11:44. 10, we see, skip forward just a little bit. At 11:44:10, we see, get to it. Oh, go back a bit. 11:44:10, we see acceleration into the 58 level with sellers showing 1,500, which is 150,000 shares at this level. So 4 seconds from now. One and boom, huge spray. And these are all going through on the ask, so you see a bit of aggression going through. Or they go, they're leaning towards the ask. This thing, they're literally hitting the ask here, so look at all this. And it's a bit of a clean break. And so at 11:48 is the next point we're going to skip forward to. So at 11:48 and 23 seconds, we get a print of 189,000 shares that go across on the tape. Bid is 58.25 by 58.50 cents. Market order paid at ask price. So again, signaling aggression. Real. People want shares and they want it at whatever the best price is. Just give it to me. And so we have a bit of a technical analysis location as well. We have coming in prior day highs. Prior day highs of pre-market range subsequently get sold off, coming back into 55s, and see how this looks. Oh shit, what the hell did I just do? Oh, Jesus. Alright, well, let's find it again. 11:48. Oops. So I'll just let this play out. And that was the print of 189,000 shares. 8 seconds to go. That huge amount of transactions going through here. And they're working their way up. They're hitting that they're paying best price. This is interesting. Like, this guy is sweeping. He's going above the ask. Ask at this time was 58. He said 58.16. He said I'll pay above it. Trying to get filled. That's real aggression. So here we go. Here's that 23 level. Boom. We get hit right there. Look at that. 189,000 shares go through. And they're paying up. They're paying the ask. That's huge aggression. But like I said, they come into the prior intraday highs and subsequently get sold off and come back in the 55s. So the next thing here is we're going to skip through to 11:54. And I apologize if you want to see the stuff that I'm kind of skipping through, but you're not really missing much. I will assure you of that. It's we got some stuff hitting the ask again. It was 54. I wanted to take you to, I think. 54.26. Skip through a little bit here. All right, here we go. And so I just want to point out here that buyers show 370 on the bid. That was all. It's all double digit, but in the triple digits there. And and we have coming in at 49 seconds, sellers showing 12,000 shares on the offer at 0.6, so 60 cents. That's, what time is this at? 26. Wait, no. 54.49. So, okay. Just want to make sure we weren't missing it. Here we go, ready? Your eyes should be right here. And look for that. Boom. Look at that, just hitting the ask, hitting the ask, hitting the ask. They're letting them have it. And then, oh shit, hold on, excuse me. At 52. Oh no, that was it. And tape gets sprayed with prints. Yep. Huge spray. Huge spray. The wick to match. And so at 58 is the next thing. So they front run the level. And I enter 30,000 shares long at a price of, average price of 59.78. Lean towards the ask. You know, it was all at 58. It's not even average price, exact price. Filled me at that. So see that come in. And from there, way through a little bit. The next thing doesn't happen until 56.03. Oh, we missed it. Oops. That's before. So 56.03, we are looking at bid stacking at the 566, 58.66 level, showing 600 on the bid. 603, so 3's 2, 1. And look at that. So that's quite a fat bid in comparison to how it was a few seconds ago. And I want to just take take accountability here. I should have been looking at far more of this order book. That's going to be going into my daily report card. If I didn't have the full picture, and you can make money and make plenty of mistakes. So I'm trying to eliminate those mistakes one by one, and step one is recognition of those mistakes. So you can be better today, or you can be better tomorrow. Wow, that's a pop. Did I have any mention of this? 11:56, 21. Oh yeah. So at 21 in my notes, I have tape gets sprayed at 0.6 at 0.6. Sellers showing 5,000 shares on the ask, and then when they break through that sell wall, they sweep it and leg up on insane volume, and they break high day. So at 21, so boom, look at this. That is the most bullish thing. You're like, if this isn't bullish tape, I don't know what bullish tape is, because they're hitting the ask with size, all the pretext of the float and the market cap of the company, but hence when you break through with size. They got it. And so next step we're going to be looking at is 11:58. So I'm just going to skip through a bit. And I love that it's holding there too. Like, let's pull back here. The fact that this thing opens at the prior bar's close and really never retests beneath it is extremely bullish as well. I don't have anything for this. Oh, huge ask. 1,000, 1,300, I think, on the ask. Where was that? Did I miss it? Where was it? Oh, I went too far Look at that, 1300 on the ask at 62. So, and that's really interesting how the bid is showing 62, but the ask is less than that. It's weird, wonky. Do better, think or swim. I need to stop using this broker's platform for my entries. It's just ridiculous. And using it for tape is just ridiculous. I need to be using Centerpoint or Lightspeed or Speed Trader or Cobra. It's good for charting, but inadequate. So we'll let this play out, and at 58.36 we see sellers showing 2,000 on the ask. We get a decrement, stalls out at 67 cents. And 58.36. Sorry, I'm doing this. It's 3:32 my time in on the east or west coast. I got a flight in an hour and a half, so I just wanted to put this together before I hop on a flight. I like to be really lethargic when I'm getting on a flight, so I can actually sleep on it. Plus, I'm not gonna have internet connectivity, so I won't be able to see the market when I'm on the flight. I'm not using that go-go crap. What a move. So 36. Oh yeah, the seller's showing up. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm missing stuff that I should be looking at. It's 2,000 shares on the ask, so we're looking at this side right here for 200, 2,000. Maybe it'll show the number 200, but 36. Oh, it's 2,000, so it's 20,000 shares. Stalls out at 67. We'll pull back. And the next thing I got for you is at 12:08, 1 p.m. Eastern. There's 12. Oh wait, no. Okay, 12:06. Here it comes. 12:08. Oh God, I'm so tired. Get out 20,000 shares. Pull back to 65 cents per bidder. Start soaking supply. Add another 10,000 shares following test of 9 EMA on 65-cent bid leak beneath, and we get a subsequent rebid. So there we are, coming back into the 9 EMA. I like to use this as a guide for, as things trend, they tend to trend off the 9 for whatever reason. then again, though, I should have been smarter into this, overextension. I don't know about overextension, but price separation from the 9 EMA. You get that. Quite an extended move. But hindsight 2020. And so around this time, I think I get back in. So we have 12,000 shares. I think. Do I limit in or do I mark it in? So we can see my cursors there. That's another thing too. I need to be using hotkeys a lot more. Putting out bids, putting in bids, putting out offers. So I was vying for best price at the time. But you can just, put some offers on the bid, see if you get taken, or if you can get filled. So at 68.22, anticipating the break of 69 cents. So I'm just going to skip forward to 12:05 is when we have our next moment. 12:05:25. We got another 25 seconds. Bear with me. If you're still watching, good on you, and thanks for sticking in. Hopefully you get something from this. There we go. It's 25. So at 69 cents, we get a huge spray. Then at 70 cents, at 05:43. So subsequently at 43 seconds. Then sellers showing 10,000 on the offer, but we'll get to it. Huge spray. Look at this. This is ridiculous. 69 cents. They're just hitting the ask, and it's crazy volume. Hits a little bit. It's bumping into it. And there you go. Boom. They just keep hitting it. They don't care what price. And it doesn't matter that the color's green. The green is just uptick or whatever, but it's the fact that the ask is 70, the price is 70, and there is volume coming through. They are buying at the highest price. Sure, sellers are selling some, but yeah, buyers are buying. And just break right through, boom. And I think it's at 43. Oh, it's over here. You see it showing a 10K offer. Not a report, but 10,000 shares. Oh, 543. Oh yeah, so here it is. There's your 10,000 offer. And you get a decrement, then acceleration through. Then I think take off 10,000 shares at 71.01. And then it's 12:06 is the next one. $6.31. And as you can see, this is not a demo account. I'm trading this live. Am I doing a good job of it? Not the best, no. Not even close. We'll get to that. But I have skin in the game. This is not just, I'm not on a demo mode. There's real emotions at stake. Hence why I'm probably over trading like crazy. I want all the upside and no downside, and I need to maybe just reduce my position and sit. But easier said than done. Okay, so 45 is coming up. There we go. 45. We get sellers show 5,000 on the offer cumulatively. And then subsequently in a couple 100,000 more print at the ask, apparently. Yes, at the ask price. Just numbers. Each size, and it's all on outsized volume. I like to see these breaks on increased volume. It's a crescendo. $709. Out my last 10,000 shares, 2,000 left. Boom. Market makers filled me a penny above the bid. Terrible fill. Ask was 74. Those are my notes. I'm going to skip forward a bit to 43. Oh, that was good. All right, so at this point, the offer lifts to 7.768 cents, showing 2,000 shares on the offer. I guess we'll get that in 1 second. 2,000 shares on the offer. There you go. This is 1,900. Small little decrement. 2,000 shares on the offer. Lifts again to 7.77. Unable to break the low of prior bar and accelerates into 0.79. You get a huge spray on the tape with buyers painting the ask. Spread at this time is 0.7819 by 79. And then here, I'll admit I begin chasing price using terrible order entry the whole time. This is what I've been saying now, but at the time I was writing this, I was realizing the whole time it's just been terrible order entry, failing to use hotkeys properly, at all for that matter. Saves me on a fat finger, but hey, gotta break some eggs to make an omelet. So I'm just chasing price, and I could get rid of this. I can give myself so much more order book if I just click that little down tab. But no. $09.55, and boom, numbers. Good amount of shares coming through. I hate this platform sometimes. Serves me right. So at 55, we see showing a 5,000 shares on the offer. Unusual event. The bid appears to be greater than the ask on level 2. Bid. Actually, we saw that earlier. No, still normal. 55. I don't see the bid greater than the ask, but that already happened. So I don't doubt it. I'm gonna stop looking for it. Anyways. Then yeah, 10.1. Enter 10,000 shares at 80.23 cents. 0.8023, so it's 80.23 cents. Followed by a huge stuff, and I kick myself for entering. Finally start using hotkeys to hit the bid, taking off 10,000 at 0.7561 for a $500 loss. Still holding 2,000 shares at this time, because as you can see here, the quantity that I'm using is 10,000, so that 2,000 is still there. And out my final 2,000 shares at 74.71 as a test the 90 EMA. So huge stuff right there. They just, short sellers or whoever the fuck did, they just stuff it. Boom. Wouldn't be the first time it's happened to me. Won't be the last. Shit, it happened to me today in MicroStrategy. So today's the day it hit 90,000 for the first time, and subsequently dropped 5,000. It's I think trading around 85 before I started this video. So and that's out my last 10,000. We still got 2 left, I believe. 2,000. Yes. And then you guys can rest easy. We're nearing the end of the video, so thanks for bearing with me. We're still chugging along, but I'm gonna skip forward to 17 because this is just chop fest. I'm not gonna bore you with this. Look at that volume come in on the capitulation too. Nice. 1725. When the next interesting thing for me happens. Okay. So 25 bid stacking showing 1,500. That's whatever the hell it is. What, 10,000? 15,000 shares out of 0. 15,000 shares really, because when it shows that it's times 1,000, times 100. I don't know, whatever. And acceleration once this level breaks to the upside. So see that? What is it? They stack on. What's that? Bid stack. So bid stack right here. So we're looking for 1,500. 1725. I don't see what I saw earlier, but I did see a little flicker for a second, something, but it wasn't bad. 1728, 28. You get let's go back and see what it was. 1728. So 1 second from now, boom. You see 400 shares on the offer. A decrement and a pop to 0.729, just shy of 73. And of course that gets in the way. Well, nice little decrement. Just shy of 73. line. Oh, that was it. At 41, we see seller showing 500 on the offer. Yep, there's the 43. 500 on the offer. Offer stacks a bit, but buyers bust straight through that 73-cent level to lift the offer. Let's see. 12, 18. 12, 18 is the next thing. 12, 18, there you go. Back in 10,000 shares, you can see top left. At 73.67, 18.13 is what we're waiting for. At 13, I made an additional 10,000 shares at 7,445. Boom. Totals 20,000 shares. 18.58 is what we're waiting for. Let's see what happens at 58. What is going to happen? It's like watching it for the first time, man. I'm forgetting all this shit. I don't even know. 58, there isn't even an 1858 print. Whatever. Bidder stack at 75. Trying to get fills. And then sell 10,000 shares into the ask at 1925. So let's keep this and backpedal. Backpedal again. 10,000 shares into the ask. 25. Boom. I just have an order. I just put it in there, I guess, by hand. I think it was just because it was coming back in the neckline, and I don't know, traded poorly in this moment. My work's my favor, but there's really no reason to sell. Did I see slowing on the tape? A little bit of stalling. 20, 12, 20, 12. Skip forward. And 2012. Oh, we get the bid gets extremely tight with the bid stacking, showing a demand of 1,000 shares. What is this? 12? 12? I don't know, I guess I missed it. 37. At 37, we get a decrement, and then bids get pulled, and I get out for the final 10 lot. At 73.09. There you go. 309, and then 29.55. Big breakout stuff. I'm able to really hold above that prior highs, kind of making a range there. So 1229.55 is what we're looking at. Seller sells 2,000 shares on the offer. It's at 55. For 76.20. Boom. 2,000 shares on the offer. 76.20. Taken at 12:30.17. Take note of the 300,000 shares I went through at that second, cutting straight through this level at 76.2. So that's a big deal. Hold on a second. I buy a 10 lot. In my notes, I bought a 10 lot. Sold a 10 lot. slowing on the tape, no appearance of bid stacking or aggression. Sold 10,000 shares at 75.81. Okay, that's what it was. And back in 10 shares at 25. Boom. As the tape begins to accelerating again, key level of 78 cents, seeing as buyers are paying the offer in size and lifted to get their fills. So we can watch that take place. Alright, so we're nearing the end of this, not of the entire recording, but just of the section that I'd like to show you. The key moments here. Okay, so 3101 is what we're about to see now. Okay, so right here we have the bar opening up at 31. This right now is unable to drop beneath this 0.777 level. Buyers rebid 78 and it never drops in a meaningful way. Pops to 79 cent. No leak beneath 79 cent. Hits 80 C with size. So look at that. It's holding that open of the bar. The fact that it's unable to break beneath here is huge. Looks like I have enough charge on my computer to plug back in my mouse. But is ultimately this right here. The fact that it's unable to break beneath that open, huge. Taking off like a rocket. 52, straight through 80, no leaks, like a magnet goes to 83 cents, where the tape slows a bit. My patience led me to taking off another 10,000 shares here. It's at 52. That was 31.52. Oh, maybe it was at 83 cents. What the hell? How did I get back on this? Oops. There you go, there's the magnet straight to 83. 833.22. So there's my patience led me to taking off 10,000 shares here. 833.22. Oh, hold on, no. Back in another 10,000 shares. Bad fills for the time, impatience, and aggression on my part. Dude, not chill, bro. Just not being meticulous with how I'm getting filled. I need to think about how I'm getting executed, you know. Back in 10, and then final 10,000 out, 2 cents higher. I'm glad this is almost over because I'm about to pass out. I'm so tired. Guess I took off another 10,000. Back in another 10. Grab another 10. I'm just working. I'm churning. Couldn't do this 20 years ago. That'd be $100 here, $100 there. I would have worked myself up into, multiple $1,000 worth of commissions at this point. 3601 offers show 200. 3601 offers show 1,000 at 88 cents. This is at 88 cents. Oh. Offers show. No, bids show. I wrote the wrong thing. Show 1,000 at 88 cents. Oh, wait, no. I guess they did show at 88 cents. I don't know what I'm talking about. But bids are. There's someone sneaky in there showing 1,300. Maybe pulled it. But who knows? Maybe they got filled. I don't know. My eyes can't read this fast enough right now. I can't even keep them open. It's 4 a.m. Western, 7 a.m. Eastern. And here's just a note that I have is that as I rewatch the tape, I'm wondering why I'm so long 10,000 shares. This was a couple minutes ago when I see an obvious sell wall. Should have waited for the wall to decrement and buyers to continue to step. I want to see the prints. I want to see the prints spray 88 cents and 89 cents and the bid to thicken. I do, however, want to use this area. Use this as a good area to add 10,000 shares, bringing up position size to 20,000. So at 32 at 0.895, 10,000 add, and tape accelerates to this 90 cent level. And at this point, I've already touched over 10,000 on the day, so not too shabby for someone trading in the library at their university. So on one screen. So this is just, you could say not bad. Wow, I'm impressed. You did it with the resources you have, or you can say, I can't believe you took that. You're an idiot because you lack the sufficient information to make a correct judgment. I got lucky. So 39 right here, yeah. I exit half my position when they hit the bids at 88. Still holding 10,000 shares. So, boom. When they smack the bids at 88. Boom. I'm out too. Don't care. I don't care. Yeah, you got a little stuff. Stuff in price under that prior level. 38. The next candle opened beneath the low of the 1239 breaker bar. I exited ASAP with my final amount of this. And it's opening at that low and just, shows no intention of coming back up. Or no indication at this moment. So closed out. My computer's about to die anyway, so that was that. for the time being. There's some more that happens here, but I'm gonna cut this short and just leave it at that. But the post trade DRC, daily report card. Ultimately, I'm gonna give myself an A+ on the preparation for doing the research to find this setup, and put together the thesis for it. As for execution, this does not get above a C-. This is probably a D. Churning in and out, just I struggle with holding positions to fruition, although in this instance I was able to get back in repeatedly because I was using shares as opposed to options. There was something wrong with my account where they just kept letting me trade. I did a calculation at a certain point, and I literally was 0.04% of the float that day. So, kind of wild. Just based on the amount of shares that I was trading. Like if we go back here, 248,000 shares, and it only goes up. I think I end the day at like 450,000 shares traded. So things that I want to get better on is holding size for the real moves, and this is treated as a move-to-move trade when it really should have been a swing trade. In hindsight, I mean, it went to $3. I really should have, if I wanted to, I should have held on to those 50-cent call options, and if I really wanted to, get my feet wet, just play around with 10,000 shares or whatever of the common stock. So I said I was going to enter into option contracts. I didn't. I should have done this and held longer. It really should have been a trade to hold. If I wanted additional action, I could have easily just used remaining buying power to trade around a core position of shares while holding the options for the levered or convex payout resulting from the gamma squeeze type event, which eventually ended up occurring on day 5 of the move, or by day 5 of the move, when it ultimately hit $3, or close to it. I think it came over $3. The 50-cent options would have yielded an insane percentage return, and if I wanted to capture those gains, I could have sold those and purchased the $2 calls for pennies and held them just to see what would happen. So that's the trade, and thanks for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. So thanks, and have a great night. Ciao.